Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Like the way you walk when you walk over there. Boom.
How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Rem Report for Tuesday. It is Tuesday, May 16th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Ruby Tuesday. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by your good friends at bullpenpicks.com. Come and follow the top pickers each and every day right here at bullpenpicks.com. Your top score right now is on time 34. Scott Christensen with 843 points. Yours truly, Ron Raymond, at 723. And then you got Robert Schultz sitting in third place. And Robert's got 611 points. And folks, you can follow all the pickers each and every day at bullpenpicks.com. If you're a baseball fanatic and you love baseball, this is the site to go follow and make your picks. Follow other picks. And once they make their selections of the person you are following, you go to your following link right here. And once you click on that, you're going to see all the matchups on top, and you will see their baseball picks. And what you want to do is compare their picks with your picks, and that way you can build a great consensus. All right, it is Tuesday, May 16th. Hope you're having yourself a great start to your day. You're listening to the Ron Raymond Sports Betting Podcast here on our YouTube channel. You can find us here each and every day, Tuesday and Friday. And then once we get going into the football season, we might squeeze another one. We'll change our schedule. Might go 3 times a week during that time. But it is a beautiful, well, not beautiful day. It's an overcast day here in the nation's capital, 14 degrees, and it's been a good weekend. Yeah, we got some AllStar football that I broadcasted on Saturday. Watch the Ottawa Titans baseball game on Friday and Sunday afternoon, and hopefully you guys had yourself a great weekend. And I know it's a Tuesday, but if it feels like a Monday when you get do your first show on a Tuesday. Extended long weekend. And hopefully you guys, if you're betting baseball, hopefully you guys are making some money, because we're doing pretty good with our baseball selections. And again, you can get my selections each and every day along with Ross Benjamin, Ross the Boss. And if you go to ATSstats.com, go to picks, go to Ross or Ron Raymond, and you can see I do give out a free pick each and every day. And although we did lose our free pick last night, we had the under in that Nationals game. It was more of the Commanders playing last night against the New York Mets. Had the Yankees. That was a nice win. Had Boston, lost with that one, but I won with Arizona, and those were my 3 selections. And again, each and every day I'll have a pick pack. So if you want to see some baseball selections, you can go right there at ATSstats.com. All right, I see some of the some of our bullpenners are coming in. There's Mitchell Watson. Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Scott. Good Tuesday morning. Money makers. Yeah, the money makers. That's what we're doing here. Trying to make you guys some money here on a Ruby Tuesday. And you know what? We got a lot lined up for you guys tonight. We got the first game of the Western Conference Finals between the Denver Nuggets and the LA Lakers at the Denver Nuggets. Hey, if you're going to give the teams, give it right. If you say the Lakers, Denver Nuggets first, people are going to think they're on the road, right? But no, they deserve the home court advantage and the altitude. Hey, the one thing with Denver, they bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team, right? When you look at Denver, great home record. To go on the road, not so much, and we'll take a look at that today. I was on the Angels last night, says Scott. Congratulations for cashing.
Show me the money!
Yeah, showing us the money there, Scott. And last night, some good baseball games. See that Aaron Judge home run with the people are talking online and saying, what was he looking in the dugout for? Who knows? Hey, tinfoil hat time, right? When you start doing that. But who knows? Who knows what's going on there? and we'll look at some of the baseball matchups today. In fact, we'll go through all the games, and we're going to look also, I'm always, one thing about sports betting, it's when I look at, it's not about the players in a sense, it's about the teams, right? It's like buying stocks. I'm buying stocks in the Boston Red Sox, the New York Yankees, the Toronto Blue Jays, but you do have to look at the players, the lineups, and see what's going on. And every now and again, I want to take a look. I want to talk today about quality starts by pitchers, and an interesting angle that I'm going to show you guys here today about quality starts by pitchers. That's one thing I'm really big on when I'm handicapping baseball. It's like the 400 meter race, right? You got to look at every leg of the race, and to me, the baseball pitchers, if you got a good starter, he can have the first two legs of the race when you think about it, right? But I'm going to look at that today. Quality starts, to me, very important. Back in the day, back in the Roger Clement day, Pedro Martinez, those aces would go 7, 8, 9 innings. Today, aces, you're lucky if they get to the 6, right? So, but it's about preserving the arms, and I get all that. So we'll take a look at that, and we'll take a look at the game tonight between the Lakers and the Denver Nuggets. No hockey to talk about today. We're getting close to the end, and a big win last night for the Dallas Stars, beating the Seattle Kraken. Got a little hairy there at the last, got a little bit scary. Where's my...
No, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
Oh, no, never, never.
Why not?
Against the rules. Against the rules.
You're stupid when you do that.
Hey, against the rules, letting almost 2 goals in the last 20 seconds. But they got 1 goal, Seattle. But Dallas was able to hold them off with 17 seconds left in the game. And now the Dallas Stars are going to face the Vegas Golden Knights. And then you got Carolina going to face the Florida Panthers. Two good battles right there. Carolina, with Rod Brindamore as the head coach. Rod Brindamore, when he played hockey back in the day with the Flyers and the Hartford Whalers, he's your typical playoff guy. He wouldn't be scared of going to corners. Great face-off guy. And Florida Panthers, the thing I like about the Florida Panthers, it's about the wily veterans. They got some wily veterans. And, I've been Bobrovsky's biggest critic the last couple of years, but he stepped up when he was called upon. But and then you got Freddie Anderson. You really got 2 really unproven goaltenders going into the Eastern Conference. And then you got Vegas, along with Dallas. Dallas, it reminds me a little bit of like the Florida Panthers. A lot of older veteran guys on the team, and almost like they play that left wing lock or the Jacques Lemaire trap. But Odinger's been fantastic, and we'll see what happens with the Vegas Golden Knight. The one thing with Vegas, that Marchessault line, when that line gets going, watch out. They're pretty dangerous. So good hockey. Good. I'll on Thursday. Well, actually, no, I can't do Thursday because the playoff starts on Thursday, right? Let me just I'll just double check on the schedule. Yeah, I think it's Thursday and Friday. So okay, Thursday I will have my my conference predictions for you guys. And I'll let you know who I like going into it. I got to shop around, look at the price, and we'll give you some picks on Thursday. All right, as we always do, let's go feed some ponies. Hey, because Tuesday's a big racehorsing day, right? All the big tracks are on day off. It's like the weekend for the big tracks. Hey, they're at the post. Let them out. Yeah, they're off and running today at Parks Racing. I gotta turn on my speaker here. I can't even hear the. There we go. I'm gonna turn up the speaker so I can hear something. All right, so yeah, like I was saying, the big tracks when you think of like in the summertime, like Belmont, Gulfstream, Churchill Downs. All those big tracks, Santa Anita, they're off normally they're off Monday, Tuesday, and then some of them gets going on a Wednesday, because the big track days for the racetracks for the big tracks is typically it's the Wednesday, the Thursday into the weekend, and that's why you see some of the lower purse tracks, I guess you can say, like Parks Racing. But today at Parks Racing, 12:40 post time in the first race, the $7,500 claiming race. You got the number 7 horse, Queen Lucky. Now this is going to be a 6 furlongs on the dirt. It's a claiming race, and Queen Lucky with the LD Rivera taking the ride here on the number 7 horse. 10-1 morning line on Queen Lucky. So we'll see if we're lucky to be good here in race number 1. 30% in the money. Rivera is. You got Angel of the Galaxy with Gonzalez Jr. taking a ride on the 4-horse. 5-2 morning line on Angel of the Galaxy. And then you got Nana's Bupa with Ruiz taking a ride here on the 5. 3-1 morning line on Nana's Bupa. And then your Joker's value play of the day is the 6-horse Rose Legacy with Castillo taking a ride here on Rose Legacy. 7-2 morning line here on the number 6-horse, and those are your selections. And folks, you can get all the tip sheet today for Parks Racing. Go to the website atsstats.com, go to free tip sheet, and in the pull down menu, pick the Parks Racing today. And if you want the premium tip sheets, go to horse, go to premium tip sheets, and we do have other tracks here. We got FD Racing, I believe that's FanDuel Racing, Finger Lakes, Horseshoe Indianapolis, Mountaineer Park. Parks Racing's our free track. Presque Downs, Thistle Downs, Will Rogers, and those are your free horse racing tip sheets of the day, courtesy of atsstats.com. All right. There we go. A little more volume here on my sound bites, eh? If we got a good show, you gotta have good sound bites. All right, there we go. A little quality control while we're doing the show. All right, let's take a look at, let's go to the SBI, the Sports Betting Index, and let's see how the markets are reacting the last couple days. Now, I've been talking about the underdogs last week. We did have a little bit of a reversal for the favorites, and yeah, you can see right now. So if you remember last week, I talked about all the, as Norm Peterson would say,
it's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
Yeah, the dogs were wearing milk-bone underwears last week, but not this week. The favorites are, hey, get that big tall glass of milk because you're going to wash down all that chalk. 7-5 yesterday, 11-4 on Sunday, 10-5 on Saturday, 8-7 on Friday, 4-2 last Thursday. The only dog that really had today, and it was only an 8-7. So you can see, and I said it last week, right, guys? I say it all the time on the show. What goes up must come down. And if you want to make money in sports betting, you have to keep an eye on the markets, because if you're just a standing bettor, and that's what I call this, people look at the standings and think, okay, I'm going to take that team because they're in first place. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, you can't be like that. You got to follow the markets. If you're really serious about your investments, you really got to take a serious look into the markets. And you can see the last 3 days, 66% of the favorites have won, and 59.7. And that's right on pace with the year average of 58.2. So, it's still a little bit low. I thought the favorites, normally you want to get them in the 61, 62% range on the year. So I guess we're underachieving here a bit for the favorites, which is good for dog bettors because that means you're making a little bit of money. And we're in a neutral market when it comes to the run line, which I love to bet. I love to bet the run line, even though you're paying a little bit more. But if you pay more, you should be getting a little bit more, right? You pay what you get what you pay for. The last 7 days in the over-unders, 55.1% of the games have gone under the total, and we are in a neutral market when it comes to the over-under. And that is your sports betting SBI today for Tuesday. Almost said Monday there. Monday. It is May 16th. Did the Ottawa High School Athletes in Action's AllStar game on the weekend. It's a football game. And if you have access to Rogers 23 online, go and watch that high school football game here in Ottawa. It was really a tale of two stories. It was a defensive struggle in the first half. And then the second quarter, guys, still the offense we're having. And anytime you do these all-star game, it's always advantageous to the defense because, as they say in football, the defense at the beginning of the year, especially in an all-star game, always ahead of the offense, right? But it took the offense a little bit of time to get going, and sure enough, and there was a lead change the last 3 minutes of the game. And if you have access to Rogers online, go watch that Ottawa High School football game. Good finish, a really good finish. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but I had a blast doing the game on the weekend with my play-by-play or my analyst Stephanie Kuzniak-Chouinard, who did a great job with us on the weekend. and it was a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun. Anytime you can do a little bit of broadcasting and promote local sports, amateur sports, so I'm always up for that. And congratulations to all the coaching staffs out there. I would be remiss if I didn't congratulate all my fellow coaches in the community who did a great job coaching up all the players on the weekend. And it was a really good game. The players played exceptional, and they put on a great show. And hopefully some of them go on to the university level or the cégep or the colleges, wherever they anticipate to go in their next team. All right, let's get back to the markets, and let's go to the market index, and let's go take a look at which team is in a bullish, neutral, and bearish state. And if you got any picks out there, guys, if you have any selections that you'd like to share with us today on the show, just go in the bullpen and post them up. And I'll get them on air, and I'll give you guys credit for your selections. Or if you're just a bystander and you're just sitting on the fence, and you're sitting in your lawn chair with your brewski or your coffee or whatever you're drinking, that's fine too. All right, so you can see right here, Tampa Bay, which had the day off yesterday, they are neutral. Look at that. The only A-type team is the Dodgers, and they're really on a run right now. 6-1 in their last 7, and the Dodgers bullish 27-15. 85% market confidence right now. And today, here's another thing. If you guys ever go into your dashboard and you go to the market index right here, like I showed you guys, like here, I'll just show you how to get access to this. And you go to the markets, go to market index, and it's going to take you to this board right here. This is a really good board to give you an idea how teams are doing in the markets. And you hear me say it all the time on the show, shop for value, play the percentages. And when you're probably saying to yourself, well, Ron, how do I shop for value? Like, what does that really mean? What does it mean when you shop for value? Like, the line is what the line is, so how am I going to get value? But the thing is, every one of these teams have a little bit of history since the beginning of the year, and the bookmakers give them a role every day. And the role is they're either a favorite or an underdog, right? And depending on the price structure of their role that day, we keep track of all that. And I'm going to show you guys another great feature for value. Hey, shop for value, and I know you guys are like, it's really tough. Like, if you are new to sports handicapping and you're watching these type of shows and you're hearing a lot of the lingos from some of the cappers out there who use, and you're trying to really understand it, like I always say, take your shoes off, stay a while, and pop one open and enjoy the show, because the mission of this show is really to educate, and really you gotta have fun. If you don't have fun, why do it, right?
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Yeah, we always have fun. But now what I'm going to show you right here is the daily market value index. So what you want to do is you want to take the line of today. So let's say we go to that Dodger game, and I'm going to show you guys another tool. So I'm going to go to that Dodger game, and actually, probably the best way to show this, because we also have it on the report card. So if you go to your tip sheets and you go to your report card, go to MLB, and you go to game matchup. The one thing with the report card, once you click on one of the leagues, you have to come back here and hit this game matchup, the market value index. So let's take a look at the Dodgers, and we'll have to scroll down. I think they're at home. So yeah, they're playing the Minnesota. So you can see the line is minus 270, right? And when we look at the daily market value index here, we have them at 177. And what you want to do is take this number and compare it to that to see if you do have value. And here it's 173. So I'll have to check, see why this is off a bit. Maybe it's a timing issue with the feed, but we'll just stick to this one. But that's how you can really tell if you have value, right? So you go to the daily market value index, and if you see that this minus 173 and they're minus 200, then you know they're overvalued. So the daily market value index, which is like in the word, the daily, today on May 16th, if you were to buy the Los Angeles Dodgers on the stock market, this is the price I would recommend them, 173, right? And then you take that and you look at the price and you say, okay, normally when they're in this situation, they're minus 173. Now they're playing the Minnesota Twins, right? And Minnesota is a B-type team. So here's another tool I'm going to show you to see if there's value. So we're going to go to our, let me see if I got the value thing right here. Nope, I got the, okay. So we'll go to our dashboard. Let's go to the value report. So go to markets, stay within the market tab, go to your markets, go to Major League Baseball. And now what we're going to do is we're going to click on favorites. And anytime the Los Angeles Dodgers are a favorite against a B-type team, there we go. There's our 177. That's where we're pulling that out. I'll have to check, see where that other number came from. Minus 177. So anytime, and this is probably the number one chart you should, if you ever want to look for value, this is the chart you need to go to. So again, go to your dashboard, go to markets, go to value report. Now look at Los Angeles, A-type team, and when they're at home against a B-type team, the average line is minus 177. So anytime the Los Angeles Dodgers are at home against teams with a 50 to 59.9 win percentage, this is the average line that they're in, all right, a minus 177. Let's take a look at Minnesota now. The Minnesota Twins, when they're on the road against an A-type team, they are normally a plus 120 underdog. So you can see you're getting pretty good value today on the Minnesota Twins. But here's the one thing. I want to see what their record is and how they do against those A-type teams on the road. So let's go back to our dashboard. And I'm going to show you guys another tool. Hey, we got a lot of tools here in the toolbox here at the ATSstats.com website. So we're going to go down here to the super database, the PVI database, and the strength of schedule. And what we're going to do, we're going to go to Major League Baseball, and we're going to go to Minnesota. And we're going to pull out when they're on the road against those A-type teams. And you can see they've had, 4 occurrences, right? So they're 1-3 against those A-type teams. And, the average total is 8.1, and the average score is 4.7 to 5. So you can see the total. And if you look at these scores, 9-8. So they lost 9. That was last night in extra innings, 12 innings. Here they lost to the Yankees 2-0. 6-1, and then 2-11. So this 11 is throwing off a little bit of the averages, right? So you got to. This is why you got to look at the. And here's a great example of why averages are just exactly that, right? You really got to dig deep inside the number. The number that really matters is this one here. 1-3, 25% against those A-type teams. So not a really great record, but it gives you an indication on how those teams do. And speaking of indications, let's go back to our dashboard. And the report card. This is what I like about these report cards, is they tell you how they normally do against those A-type teams or B or C-type teams. Go to our dashboard, and let's see what we got here. And so you see Minnesota against those A-type teams, 1-3, just like I showed you. So this is a good way to find out how those teams. And you know what? And if you've ever played sports or you coach sports, and let's say I'm playing sports, right? Let's say I'm back in my playing days, and I'm looking at the I'm saying I'm playing in the I don't know, so we'll say a football league, right? The provincial football league, and I'm looking at the teams in the league. Players know which teams are the bottom feeders, which teams are the elite, the A, B, and C type teams, right? And players know when you're facing those A type teams, you got to bring your A game. Coaches got to bring great strategies, motivate the players during the week. Make sure you're prepared. You're preparing your team to go into a battle that weekend, and make sure that you go get that big W that you work hard all week to go get. And but players know, and here's what they know right here. Minnesota, when they're facing these A-type teams, they're 1-3. When they face the C-type teams, 17-13. Which you're probably saying to yourself, well, that's kind of normal, right? Because you're a B-type team, you're really an average type team. When you look at the schedule, Minnesota, B-type team 23-19, a win percentage of 55%, which are B-type teams with are 50 to 59.9. And they're in a neutral state right now, right? So when I look at Minnesota facing those A-type teams, now only 4 occurrences, which is kind of interesting when you think about it, right? Here's the other question. How many occurrences do you really give credit, or you invest into that rational thinking if you know that they've only played 4 games against A-type teams? Is that enough for you to really make a decision on thinking, okay, you know what, I like 10. I like, once I get to 10, then I got myself a base number that I can work with, right? If I use just 4 occurrences as my base number, and that's only 25%, that's not really giving that team a chance. And that's really what, 1 series and 1 game. When you think about it, it's just the Yankees series and 1 game of the second game of the matchups tonight. So you're really not giving the Minnesota Twins enough enough time or to give them a proper evaluation, right? You got to give them more occurrences. This is why 10 occurrences, 9 to 10. What do you think about it, right? Let's say they're all playing 3-game series and they're playing 3 teams. There's 9 games. So that gives you an idea how they do against those A-type teams. So the jury's still out. The jury's still out for me on Minnesota. And I'll talk about Sonny Gray of the Minnesota Twins. One of the top pitchers in the league this year when it comes to complete quality starts, and also Sonny Gray's a 1.39 ERA. So Sonny's having it's a sunny day in Minnesota when Sonny's on the mound, eh? Oh, where's my Johnny Carson's? Hey, let me see here. What the hell? We'll give him a Ric Flair. Yeah, good timing right there. But yeah, 1 and 3, not a lot of occurrences, so we'll keep an eye on that. But 17, look at LA, 14 and 1 against the beatables, right? So, but 4 and 6, and then 9 and 8. So whenever they play, so when you're looking at this game, and we're getting back to value, right? We got to bring the train back on the track here. We're talking about value 177 minus 200, so a little bit overvalued. They're in a bullish phase right now, a bullish cycle, and a team like Minnesota's in a neutral cycle, 6 days. There could be value there, and again, we're not looking right when you break down the Raymond report. You're looking for value, percentage play, and performance cycles, right? Those are the big 3 things in the Raymond report system. I'm shopping for value, I'm playing the percentages, and I'm looking for the performance cycles of teams and players, right? And when you think about it from a micro and macro environment, at the players, on the season, that's more of their macro. That's where when you're looking at stats, but you really got to go into the micro of each quality starts and see which pitcher is starting to see where they are in their cycle, right? And it's not just team cycles. You got to look at player cycles and where you're going to categorize each of those players in their performance cycles for themselves as part of a team. But bringing it right back to the market value index, you can see LA is the only A-type team that's bullish. So you can see that the Dodgers, Dodgers are Dodgers, right? It's like the Braves, the Yankees. It's as if they never have a year off. When you're good, when you have a quality organization like the Dodgers, you got to respect that, right? Teams, organization that keep on winning. It's for better. It's a great thing. All right, so every other team is either in a neutral cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now Toronto, with the loss last night, they used to be an A-type team. Now they're a B-type team, and they are in a neutral phase. Pittsburgh and Boston right now struggling big time, and they are the only 2 teams that are bearish. The only team in the Bs is Houston. Houston is bullish. Their value index today is at minus 142. I'll have to double check with the report card. Yeah, I think we're a little bit off here, so I'm going to have to talk to my programmer, say, with minus 2, I'll say, we're off here. So use this one here. If you ever want to use, you know what? I can't recall now. This is the old system. We upgraded our value report. So if you're watching, you're saying, hey, Ron, you know what? How come this is not matching this? This is our old system we used to, and we upgraded our software 3 years ago. When Bobby Hubby gave me that great idea, and I think we got to update that. So this is why you do the show, right? Quality control during the show. Hey, when you're a one-man band, you got to do what you got to do. And so Houston minus the line I have here today. This is the line you want to use, minus 206, and they're 165. So you can see now you got to be careful, right? Think of the stock market, right? If you're buying Tesla, you're buying Apple, you're buying Microsoft, and the line just keeps shooting up and shooting up, you're eventually going to say, okay, I got to stop buying because it's going to start crashing soon, right? What goes up must come down. That's the same mentality you got to have when you're betting on sports, right? And what really triggers you to really rein in your decision making is this right here, the B-type team. If it's an A-type team, then they're the type of team that can carry on that streak. A B-type team, B-type team, it says it all right there with the word, right? 50 to 59.9. And C-type teams, well, like an old high school sweetheart, they're going to break your heart. So be careful if you're betting. They're just bullish one day. So Houston's starting to put together. They're taking on the Cubs. Cubs are just, right now they're struggling a bit. They're bearish. They are in their last 7. Let's take a look at the Cubbies here. Cubbies looking at a lot, 2-5 after a really good start. Remember, they were part of the 4. And here's the thing. Remember at the beginning of the year, I was talking about the under the radar teams that I had, and I was looking through the first 20 games of the season, and those teams were Arizona, it was Chicago, it was Pittsburgh, And who was the other one? There was another team. Who was the other? There was Pittsburgh, Chicago, Arizona, and Miami. That's right, Miami. Those are the thing, right? So now what we're going to do is, now that we're getting into the month of May, in the middle of May, and these teams has played over close to 40 games, so we're past that 20-game cycle. Now we're going into the other cycle of games. So now what we're going to do is, you look at the Cubs. Okay, they can't be on my under-the-radar team anymore, right? So they're out. Miami. When I look at the Miami Marlins, you know what? The Marlins, they're a funny team. You can keep the Marlins in for now. We'll keep the Marlins in. Pittsburgh, yeah, they're a sinking ship right now. I don't know what's going on. So we're gonna take Pittsburgh and Miami out of the under the radar club. We're gonna keep. Now the thing is, we're gonna keep. Where was it? What was the other team I want to keep here? So Arizona, yeah, we're keeping Arizona. I'm going to keep track of this here. So this way, when I come back in a month from now, and I said, remember these under the radar teams? So we're going to keep that. We're going to keep Miami, and we're going to take a look here at some of the other teams. And I'm going to click this confidence level here of the market to see the public sentiment on these. I like the Guardians tonight, says Scott, but they're a C-type team. Yeah, but you know what? The Guardians had a slow start, but they're starting to turn it around. So they're they got a really good closer in Clase A, right? So all right, so here's St. Louis. I think St. Louis. They might be back. So I think St. Louis could be an under the radar part of our big four. And what other team should we put in our big four? Philadelphia. Do we put Philadelphia back in the big four? Are they going to start making a run? They got the talent to make the run, right? I'm looking at Guardians just outside of B territory, though. Yeah, just outside. So do we put? Here's the question: do we put the Cleveland Guardians into the under the radar teams? And when I mean the under the radar, I'm also talking value, right? So let's go look at Cleveland on the value report. And if you try this exercise, try it out. When you're handicapping your games, get 4 teams that are really not the public darlings, right? You're looking at 4 teams that really people not that they quit on them, but they just don't have the market confidence in supporting them, and all they do is keep winning. Like, look at Arizona, and we said this right from the beginning of the year. The reason why I loved Arizona was the pitching, the rotation at the beginning of the year, like Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen. Like, Bumgarner didn't work out, but when you looked at the pitching staff of the Arizona Diamondbacks at the beginning of the year, that was a really good undervalued pitching staff, and now they're starting to see. This is why you watch the show, right? Because we saw that at the beginning. They were the Rodney Dangerfields of pitching. They were getting no respect, and now they're getting that respect, and now people are paying attention, right? But you guys watched the show, so you guys knew from the beginning that's the team that we're watching. But let me see here. For some reason, I want to put Philadelphia, but you know what? I think Cleveland. Hey, Cleveland could be that team too that we put in the respect under the radar club. But you know what? I'm going to stick with Philly. And maybe that little brawl on the weekend sparked something inside the clubhouse, get those guys going, right? Just not crazy about that inconsistency of the pitching staff of the Phillies. All right, so I told you guys we're going to look at some of the numbers. Again, when we do these shows, we're always talking about the teams and the markets, but today we're going to look a bit at some of the leaders. You got to go look at some of the. We're so concentrated on making money that you got to have a little bit of that fantasy edge on you too, right? And the reason why I like fantasy sports, it forces you to really go by team and look by player, right? Because it gives you an idea of who's who in the zoo. And looking at the top candidates right now for the Cy Young, Shane McClanahan to me is he's probably the front runner. 7 wins. Zach 10-gallon hat got 6 wins. Joe Ryan, Minnesota, 6 wins. Clayton Kershaw with 6, and Justin Steele. Somebody on the show mentioned Justin Steele about 3 weeks ago, and it got my attention right there. Sonny Gray leading the ERAs with 1.39 ERA. Guess who is the second leading ERA getter in the Major League Baseball? Former Boston Red Sox pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez, 1.57 ERA. Alex Cobb on the West Coast with the Giants at 170. There's Justin Steele at 1.82, and then Bryce Elder at 194. Home run leader Max Muncy, Old Max Muncy, the old vet with the Dodgers. The Polar Bear, Pete Alonso with 13. Patrick Wisdom at 12. Patrick Wisdom, 12 dingers this year. Matt Olson, 11. And Rafael Devers with 11. Batting average, Luis Arias of Miami. Luis Arias of Miami at 382. Ronald Acuna Jr. Beautiful name, though, eh? Ronald Acuna Jr. 344. Bo Bichette, 324 batting average. You got Yandy Diaz of the Tampa Bay Rays. Maybe that's why they got rid of forget his name. Randy Arozarena at 320. So you know what? 2 Tampa Bays, obviously in the batting averages, and Keeman Choi. I think it was Choi. Remember Choi was with Tampa Bay last year, and now he's I forget where he's at now. But yeah, you know, one thing with Tampa Bay, you look at a lot of the players they had, like you look at Willie Adames, Troy, Kiermaier. Like, look at all the great players Tampa Bay has had, and they don't miss a beat. Like, those are 3 good baseball players I just mentioned, and these guys just the thing with hurting Tampa Bay, and you got to say that very carefully. Hurting, like, how can you say a team is hurting when they're leading the big leagues? Right, is the pitching staff. Their biggest knock the last couple of years trying to stay healthy. And looking at also the saves, Emmanuel Clase of Cleveland with 14, Josh Hader, the Mad Hatter, Josh Hader at 11, Felix Bautista at 10, Jordan Romano at 10, and then Kelly Jansen at 9 saves. And the leading strikeout getter this year is Spencer Strider of the Atlanta Braves with 79, Shohei Ohtani with 71, Zach 10-gallon hat has got 70, Mitch Keller of the Pirates at 69, and Kevin Gossman at 67. Those are your 5 top strikeout pitchers right now. Your stolen base leaders, Yustiri Ruiz in Oakland. He's got 19 stolen base. Ronald Acuna Jr., 17 stolen base. G. Juan Bay of Pittsburgh at 14. Chaz Chisholm Jr. of 14, and Jose Mateo with Baltimore is at 13. Stroman, quality starts. Now, here's what I like. Quality starts. When I'm looking at starting pitchers, if we can get good quality starts from our ace, or not even an ace, just a pitcher that we know who can go deep and has got good value. Marcus Stroman, the Stroman, the veteran, at 7 quality starts. Mitch Keller's got 7. Framber Valdez got 7. Shane Bieber, and then Justin Steele again. So it's good to go through this, especially the pitchers, because anytime you're handicapping and you're looking at the pitchers, it gives you an idea if you're getting value into that, right? In basketball, what a crazy EuroLeague playoff it was this week with Fenfor. Olympiacos starts against Monaco. Barcelona against Real Madrid. The crowd is going to be crazy atmosphere. And so we got European playoff basketball fans in here today, and thank you for stating that out. And hopefully you're making money. All right, so let's get into some of the games here today. I'm going to go through the Major League Baseball since that's really what's going on right now, and then I'll handicap that game number 1 tonight of the Western Conference Final between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Denver Nuggets. And there's LeBron James, going for another title. All right, we'll kick it off at Camden Yards, where the Baltimore Orioles are going to take on the Halos. Last night, 9-5 victory for the Los Angeles Halos. Today, you got Dean Kremer up against Chase Silseth, and we're going to lean with Baltimore in this one. 5.1 to 4.7, the over-under at 9.86, and we're going to give the O's a 57.03% chance of winning. And Baltimore 5-5 in their last 10, while the Halos 4-6. Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the Detroit Tigers. Now the Pirates coming off a 4-0 win in their last game. They're playing on 1 day's rest. Tigers winning their last game against Seattle. And today you got Michael Lorenzen up against Luis Ortiz of the Bucks. And we like Pittsburgh in this one, 4.6 to 4.2, the over-under at 8.94. Both these teams' last 2 games have gone under the total. Washington taking on the Marlins. You got Jesus Luzardo against Josiah Gray for the Nats. And we're going to go with the Marlins in this one, 4.2 to 3.5, the over-under at 7.86. So we do like it to go over the total today at Marlins Park. Yankees taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. -180 is the line for Kevin Gausman going up against Domingo Germán of the New York Yankees. And you can see the last 9 games for New York have gone over the total. So the bats are doing very well for the Yankees these days. However, only giving them a 39.05% chance of winning compared to 61.4%. And last night I had the Yankees. Just Alex Manoah to me right now, sophomore jinx, right? He's just struggling, trying to find his rhythm. And so that was the reason why I went against Manoah yesterday. But today, Gausman, different pitcher, right? Different pitcher here for the Blue Jays. And when you're looking at Gausman's number in the year, 2-3, not a really great start, and a 3.3 ERA. And for Domingo Germán, 2-3, a 4 ERA. So we'll see what happens tonight. But the one thing with the Blue Jays, a really good home record, right? When you look at the Blue Jays record, in fact, let's go to our premium tip sheet. And let's take a look at that Toronto Blue Jay game tonight against the New York Yankees. And you can see the Blue Jays at home compared to on the road. Jekyll and Hyde. This is almost like the Denver Nuggets of basketball. 12-4 at home, 12-13 on the road, right? So I say it all the time, right? It's really tough to win on the road. And I showed you guys that those stats. I showed it on the market report yesterday on the video. Home team, A-type teams, home and away. Very good record, but Toronto, not so much on the road, but we're going to give them the nod here today. 4.8 to 3.9, the over-under at 8.8. Seattle taking on the Boston Red Sox. You got the -160 here for Diego Castilla against Nick Pivetta. Let me see if that line is right. It doesn't seem right to me here. And let me see, Boston. Yeah, it is right. Okay. So, yeah, -155. I always got to check the feed here. You never know. Get a bad line on the feed here. 9.5. We're going to lean with the Mariners here. 5.5 to 4.5. You know what? I think Seattle should have been one team that I maybe put on my under the radar. Are they back? Are they back? 21-20. I'm going to keep an eye on them. I'm going to keep an eye on Seattle to see if they are really back. And 5.5 to 4.5, the over-under at 10.07. You know, when I look at the American League East division, you got every team almost with I think they all have a winning record. So when I look at the American League East, and we go by, you know what, I can't bring it up here. All right, so 31-11 for Tampa Bay, Baltimore 26-15, Toronto 24-17, 24-19 for the Yankees, and Boston 2 games above 500. So every team in the American League East has a winning record. Now, what goes up must come down, and that's not. There's no way all these teams can have a winning record throughout the entire season in the American League East. Yeah, I think Boston. We'll see how they fade into the month of May and June. I got a feeling Boston and Toronto. I'm really nervous for the Blue Jays. I think the Yankees will be up there, but Baltimore can Baltimore keep up that pace? That's the question. That's why American League East to me is the funnest division in baseball to follow, because they're just great teams, right? Looking at the Boston Red Sox, they are now on a 4-game slide. We're going to lean with Seattle. Tampa Bay going to send Jalen Beeks here to the hill against the old vet Justin Verlander. -155 is the line. What a great! This is going to be a great game, great series between the Mets and the Rays. 4.7 to 4.1 favor in New York, and the over-under at 8.9. I think, from a value perspective, you're getting really good value on the Rays, but you're probably questioning yourself saying, okay, every team goes through a little bit of a hiccup. Tampa Bay has yet to go through their losing streak or their hiccup. So, when will that happen, right? So when I'm looking at Tampa Bay, that's one thing I'm looking to say, okay, you got to be careful with the Rays. They can't win forever. You like to, but you can't lose forever either. So every team goes through a little bit of stretch of, a little inconsistency, but we'll see what Tampa Bay does here. But I think there is great value on the Rays, and they're probably not able to, they're not used to being this role right here of being the underdog, right? How many times has Tampa Bay been an underdog all year? Let's see if we got that stat. Tampa Bay, in fact, you know what? Let me go to my dashboard. Let me go to my super database, because it's like Superman. Hey, all right. Where's my super database?
Hey, Fred, that's one of them Superman suits, ain't it? Super fly, Bubba, super fly.
Yeah, super fly, Bubba. All right, so there's my. I got sound bites for everything. Hey, I won't leave you guys hanging. on sound bites. All right, let me see here. Where's current season? All All right, man, there's so many. Every time I go on my super database, I feel like playing elevator music, just keeping waiting. You guys waiting. All right, current season. Tampa Bay as an underdog, 2-2. Hey, only 4 times that the Rays have been an underdog. Who can? The cash man can. That's who. All right, so 4.7 to 4.1, and the over-under at 8.984. 57.3% chance of winning, but keep in mind, my New York 20-20 on the year. And we'll see what happens tonight at Citi Field. Milwaukee taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Now the Cards, they are on a run right now, 7-3. See bullish. You got Jordan Montgomery going up against Wade Miley. Scott says San Diego Padres on a 12-game understreak for the Padres. Wow, that's a great stat, Scott. That's good. Elevator music. Yeah, you like that one? All right, 188, and then I got 61.04. A 4-game winning streak for the Cards, and the last 2 for Milwaukee off that. Wow, hey, that was that's a butt kicking. Do I got a butt kicking soundbite right there? Oh, how about this?
How about our offense? When are we going to put it together?
Yeah, they didn't put it together last night, that's for sure. But 18-1 was the final last night in St. Louis, and today you got Montgomery up against Wade Miley, and we're going to give the Cards, who's on a 4-game win streak, a 61% chance of winning. You got Atlanta taking on the Texas Rangers, and Atlanta's going to send Jared Schuster to the hill against Dane Dunning. Great matchup here, and big win last night, 12-0 for the Chop Shop. Hey, the Braves putting a 12 spot on the Texas Rangers, and we're, you know what, Texas. So on Sunday they played Oakland. Had that crazy, remember that game on Sunday, Oakland and Texas? The reason I know this because I had the over and I was swinging it out, and then they scored like 6-7 runs in the 8th and 9th inning. So, yeah, so you know when you face a team like Oakland and then you go face a team like Atlanta, talk about 2 types of mindset entering a game. You know, you're going into a game in Oakland, and Oakland's like melded in since like opening day, and then you're taking on Atlanta, who went to the World Series last year, and now you got, you know, you're or not last year, the year before they won it, but you're still a good team, right? You look at Atlanta, an A-type team, and you're saying, okay, yeah, we got to bring our A game. Obviously, Texas left half the team in Oakland because they got they got it handed to them last night pretty good, 12-0. So I look for a better outing tonight. In fact, let me go back to my super database. Hey,
Fred, that's one of them Superman suits, ain't it?
Super fly, Bubba.
super fly. All right, I want to see how a team has done after a 10 or more run loss this year. Hey, isn't that a good query to do? All right, cue the elevator music. Hey, every time I go in my database here, I gotta, you know what? I'll have elevator music for you guys next week. So this way, while you're waiting, I'll have some elevator music for you. What kind of music can I play for you guys while I'm doing this? There you go. You get an organ. Hey, now I feel like I beat the clock. All right, 10 or more run loss. There we go. All right, thank you for that. And let's go to current season. And as Richard Dawson would say, survey says 8-17. Wow. Okay, I thought it'd be a winning record. So teams that are coming off a 10 or run or more run loss, yeah, they're not good. Hey, where was it again? It was so good I got to do it twice. Let me see here, 8 or 10. Elevator music. All right, 10 or more. I feel like I'm against the clock here when I don't. If I can't find the query, I feel like I lost something here. All right, where was that? Come on, Ron. This thing is too. I got too many queries. All right, 10 or more run loss. Okay, 10 or more runs in the last game. No, I'm looking for loss. Way too many. Is it down here? No. All right, come on. Hey. Okay, I know I had it here a second ago. 10 a run. 10 or more. Okay, maybe it's up here. I think it's up here. Here it is. All right, coming off a 10 or more run loss. Currently, you know what? We'll do home team. We'll see if home team has a better situation. 3-6, 2-7 to the under. Yeah, that's another thing you might want to consider. After a team gets, a game like that, a statement game, that's what I call a statement game, then they're more focused next game, and maybe they're squeezing the bats a little harder, right? Wow, Justin Steele at plus 140, good value, eh? Yeah, absolutely. Very good value on Justin Steele. And we just went through his numbers, right? Justin Steele having a really good year for the Cubbies. All right, so we do like the Braves here tonight, 4.8, but the chance of winning, look at the chance of winning. Favors Texas. I always like that. Anytime we do a handicapping show like this, and you look at the averages, this one here, this indicator here carries more weight for me. And Texas having a great year, 25-16. Both these teams have an equal record, so great game tonight in Texas. Houston taking on the Chicago Cubs, just like Scott was saying. You got Justin Steele going up against Christian Javier for the Houston Astros. And let's go inside the number here for Christian Javier. Javier or Javier? It's Javier. 3-1, 3.47 ERA. But look at Steele, the man of Steel. 6-0, 1.82 ERA. Wow, that's Cy Young numbers right there. But the Cubbies, just what they needed. They need Steele on the mound here tonight. They're on a 3-game losing streak, so we'll see if Steele can stop the bleeding. And looking at the strength of schedule, wow, look at that. Strength of schedule for the Cubbies, 71.4% the last 7 games. So, hey, they're playing some really tough teams. And look at the Houston, 34.6. So maybe that's why they're 6-4, beating the beatables. And, yeah, you know what? I agree with you, Chris Scott. I think there's really good value tonight on the Cubbies. Cleveland taking on the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox, 14-28 on the season. Cleveland, 19-21. Really, Cleveland, when you look at the start they had, it wasn't a great start. But you know what? Here's the thing. Go back to my database. I want to see how the Guardians have done in the last 30 days. Let's go back to the database here. Let's go database. Let's go smart database. Let's go to MLB. See, anytime I do a show like this, it's almost like a tutorial too on how to use the website. Hey, it's almost like a tutorial. All right, let me see here. Let's go all conference, home or away. No, you know what? Yeah, and then we'll do. Let's go April. Let's do April 15th until May 15th, and let's see how the Guardians have done the last 30 days. All right, so let's scroll right down here. This is a good way to really track teams on cycles. Look at Baltimore, 18-9. Tampa Bay, 18-10. Wow, look at that. When you think about it, Baltimore and Tampa Bay, almost identical records. And almost identical over-unders, too. 14-13-1, 13-14-0. Hey, things that make you go, All right, Chicago White Sox, Kansas City, 8-21. Struggling. Where's my... where's Joe? Come on, Joe, where are you?
Struggling.
There you are. Oakland.
Struggling.
Seattle, not bad. LA, pretty good. Texas, good. Houston, good. Atlanta, good. Miami, Philly, Washington. There's the Mets. Cubbies are struggling a bit.
Struggling.
A bit. Pittsburgh, yeah, they're struggling. Cincinnati, where's Cleveland? Cleveland? Oh, where's the did I miss Cleveland? I must have passed them. Let's see here. I was too focused on Joe's struggling sound bites. Let me see here. Cleveland. Where are you, Cleveland? I think I passed them. Detroit, there we are. 11-15. Okay. 11-15 the last 30 days. Let's check out the last 2 weeks on Cleveland. So let's do this. All, any. Let's do let's do May 1st. May 1st until now. Let's go to Cleveland. Make sure I don't pass them this time. There they are. 6-6. Okay. For some reason I thought Cleveland was doing a little bit better. Hey, you know what? Perception versus reality, right? That's why you do the show. The perception I had was Cleveland was doing better. So maybe Cleveland, yeah, maybe we don't put them on the under the radar just yet. Maybe you put Seattle. But I got Arizona, Miami, St. Louis, and Philly. Those are my under the radar with a little asterisk beside Seattle. And we'll come back to that one in about 3 weeks and see how the under the radar teams are doing. And when I mean under the radar, I'm talking about value. I'm just talking about, it's It's like looking in the discount store and finding that team's on a good discount price. 4.2 to 3.9, the over-under at 8.19. Cincinnati against the Rockies. 125 is the line, and we're going to lean with, wow, look at the score. Yeah, you can tell we're at Coors Field, right? 7.2 to 7.09, over-under at 14.3, and what's the bookmaker's number? 12.5. Yeah, 12.5. And a 53.8% chance of winning here tonight for the Rockies. And you got Chase Anderson up against Brandon Williamson for the Reds. Arizona taking on Oakland. Minus 145 for Tommy Henry up against Kyle Muller. And 5.5 to 4.1, the over-under 9.6. Padres over the Royals. You got Seth Lugo up against Brady Singer. And we're going to go with the Padres in this one. 5.4 to 3.4. And you know what? I find myself really going a lot against teams lately. I don't know, you guys are the same way. Like I'm almost, wherever Oakland's playing, I'm playing against. Kansas City is the same type of thing. There's certain teams, depending on the price, it's just when it goes south, like Pittsburgh's a team that's going south real quick right now. Pittsburgh's like a good go against. I talk about those under the radar value teams, but there's also those teams where you look and you're saying, you know what, these are fade games. Like you just zero confidence in the markets with these teams, right? And that's how I feel about Pittsburgh and Oakland right now. San Francisco taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies coming off 2 straight losses. I got them in my under the radar, but we'll see. I just if you're gonna go on these teams, I like them better when they're at home. But Zach Wheeler up against Alex Cobb. Alex Cobb, we talked about his numbers, and you know what, Alex Cobb right now. And let me go back into the database where I was, and you look at Alex Cobb leading the third. Let me see, earned run average, 1.7 ZRA in the league. So third right now behind Rodriguez and Sonny Gray. So you can see Alex Cobb could be value here. And you know what? There is value because the bookmakers are going with Wheeler. And when you look at inside the numbers tonight in this game between the Giants, Zach Wheeler 3-2, Alex Cobb 3-1. And when you go look at the numbers for Alex Cobb, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 starts. So some quality starts here. And the one thing with Alex Cobb, he'll give you the last 3 to 4 games, 7.1 innings, 7 innings, 5 innings, 9 innings, 5. He had a bad outing against the Dodgers. Who doesn't? 3.2. And then the Yankees, 3.2. So 2 bad outings against the top teams, 2 of the top teams, Yankees and Dodgers. But against the beatables, like Kansas City, Arizona, 7.1 ERA. 7.1 innings and an ERA of 1.7. So you know what? Cobb could have some value here today. Let's take a look at Zach Wheeler on the season. 3-2, 3.80 ERA. And he's also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 starts. And the one thing with Wheeler, maybe the under, I think the unders were, the bookmakers are all over it. Look at that, 7.5. Yeah, we're not getting no discount here. No Geico insurance tonight. So we're not getting a really great totals number. But, man, this is a tough one. 49.7, 47.0. C neutral against C bullish. You know what? Here's the thing. And ask yourself this one question. If the bookmaker made San Francisco the 120 favorite, would that change your mindset on the game? Right? So what's the bookmaker telling us by putting 120? And what? C-type team? So when I go look at my value report, let's go to the value chart. Let's go inside the numbers. And let's take a look at our value report right now. And let's go to dashboard. And let's go to the value report. And I'm going to take a look at Major League Baseball favorites. So let's see when Philadelphia, Philly is a C-type team on the road against another, let me see here, another C. So we got C on C-type crime tonight. Hey, we got C on C-type crime. Philadelphia, where is it? Okay, against minus 136. So look at the value you're getting, right? So anytime Philadelphia is against those C-type teams, but how many of those teams have they faced? That's the other question that you got to ask, right? So I'm going to bring up another chart right here. I need more tabs. All right, let me bring this over here. All right, so let's go here. Let's go to my report card. Actually, you know what? Let's go to strength of schedule. Let's go to the database. Let's go to MLB. Class is in session. That's what I feel like we're in class here today. Hey, do you guys feel like you're in class? Hey, it's good though. It's really good. Yeah, the thing about handicapping, it's the more time you put into your work, the the more it makes you think, and you get all the information that you need, right? But sometimes you get information you weren't really expecting. Then now it forces you to go off track a bit, just like we are doing now. Just like we're doing now. We're going off course here. Where was I? Philadelphia. Hey, shiny thing in the corner threw Ron off here. All right, Philadelphia road team against the C-type teams. Survey says 6-5. All right, but is it a tale of two stories? Let's see here. 6-5. So you can see the beginning of the year against those solo rider. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. So you look at the first 6 games: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Philly 3-3, and then if you look at the last 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they had a really good series. Yeah, but the White Sox in Colorado. Hey, who doesn't? And then San Fran. So yeah, you know what? Interesting numbers, and they're on the road. So let's see where the value lies for the. Okay, what about San Fran at home? So San Fran, the underdog. So you remember, if you're ever using this chart, and if you're looking at one team, always remember favorites and underdogs, right? So let's go to the underdog chart. So click on underdogs, and it'll be highlighted in red. And let's go to San Fran at home against C-type plus 100. So right what the doctor ordered, right? So if you're looking at San Francisco, this is what we call fair market value. So interesting numbers here tonight. You know, I think they're undervalued, but Alex Cobb, you're getting I think the better pitchers on the hill for San Fran. I think the under is where you might want to lean, but it all depends how Zach Wheeler, which Zach Wheeler shows up here tonight. Dodgers taking on the Twinkies. Minnesota is the underdog, minus 200. You got Clayton Kershaw, the old veteran, going up against Bailey Ober. Bailey was like 6'11" or something like that. Hey, every time I see Bailey Ober, is the lefty, right? Isn't Bailey Ober the lefty? And he's like 6'7" or something like that. He's a big pitcher. Yeah, Bailey Ober. Let's go inside the 6'9". Yeah, 6'9", no right-hander. For some reason, I thought he was a lefty. But yeah, big. It's like goalies now. Well, every goalie's like 6'6", 6'4". And then you look at kickers. Kickers are all 5'8". Hey, I don't know. Just weird analogies. Anyways, Dodgers minus 200, 7.5 is the total, and we got a 6-game win streak for the Blues, the Dodger Blues, and we got 4.5, 3.4. 9-8 was the final. You know, I was watching that game and I fell asleep. Obviously, all these. Just in, I fall asleep on every West Coast game. Hey, who doesn't? Hey, once you get over 50, I tell you, it's like the other night on Sunday night. Why would you put that Edmonton game at 10 o'clock? You know, all the East Coast guys and girls, you know, at 8, 11 o'clock, unless they got the liquid courage in them, you know, there's no, what's keeping us up till like midnight, 1 o'clock? Yeah. You know, this just in, even though we're Canadians or, you know, and we're supposed to be a hockey country, yeah, we're still not staying up that late. It's not happening. All right. So there you have it. Those are your Major League Baseball.
Holy cow!
Thank you, Harry. For a Ruby Tuesday, May 16th. All right, let's handicap that game here tonight between the LA Lakers and the Denver Nuggets, and let's go to the scorecard. Hey, maybe I need another coffee in me here. Let's go to the scorecard. And let's see, Denver taking on the Lakers. -6 is the number. And, let's go to our value index. Let's see. Now, see, that's the good thing about the value index. It doesn't have to be just for baseball. We do all sports here. Hey, we sing and dance and everything. And let's go to value report. So markets, if you ever wonder where it is, go to your markets, go to your value report. I live in Wyoming and I'm 55 and I can't really stay up in Lake. Exactly, right? What's up? Every game should be 11 a.m. What do you guys think of that, eh? Hey, every game should be 11. You know what? Even on on Major League Baseball and those Sunday games at 11:35, I feel like I'm rushing to get the handicapping done. Like, whose bright idea was to put 11:35? I know Apple TV, and I get it. You know, it's they wanted their niche market, and they want to, like, I just don't understand. Like, what target audience are you really targeting at 11:35 on a Sunday morning? You know, people getting out of church or something? I don't know. I just don't get it. 11:35? No, I would love to see more afternoon games. I don't mind. I know I'm getting off track here, but what else is new? I don't mind the 4 o'clock games on the weekends. 4 o'clock games. I don't mind those games. 3 o'clock. But once you get past like 9 o'clock, you lose me. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, NBA. So NBA, you got Denver at home tonight against a B-type team. I think the Lakers are a B-type team. Yeah, be bullish 4 days. And B-type team, Denver against those A-type team, sorry. 6.2, yeah, so look at the bookmaker right all over it, eh? Bookmaker's reading my mail right now. Hey, I think the bookmaker's a member of ATS, and he's in the value report card club. And let's take a look at the Lakers, the Lakers, and you can see the Lakers on the road against those A-type teams. Normally 7.5. So you know what? That's a 1.5 that we're getting as a bonus tonight. That's pretty good. I'm gonna take that. I like the Lakers here today. Even though Denver at home, they're pretty dominant. 40-7. Yeah, that's what I call dominant. 30-16-1 against the point spread. Yeah, this just in pretty good. But you know what? Let's go back to our super database.
Hey, Fred, that's one of them Superman suits, ain't it? Super fly, Bubba, super fly.
All right, cue the elevator music because I'm going to look for another... Hey, I got to go look for something here. All right, so NBA. What do I want to do here? Oh yeah, no, it's not the super database I want. I want the... Actually, you know what was I looking at? Home record. Yeah, the smart database. That's it. All right, I need a smart database soundbite. Go back to our home. Let's go to the dashboard. The dashboard lights. Okay. A little play on music there. Let's see, smart database. Let's go to NBA. And we're going to go see the teams, how they've done the last 2 months. I want to see Denver's home record last, which I think is going to be really good. And I want to see, actually, you know what? No, the Lakers. I want to see the Lakers. We'll do overall. So let's go today. So today is May 16th. Let's go back to April 1st, 2023. And let's go to yesterday, May 15th. And let's see how the Lakers and the Denver Nuggets do since May. Did I do it home? No. Okay, 11-6, 261. Let me see, April. How come it's only April? No, there's May. But I'm not seeing it in Brooklyn. I don't know why the Brooklyn games aren't coming up. I'll have to check on that. Philadelphia. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back here. Something's up here. Okay, so any team, home or away. April. Okay. Should be getting more occurrences. I don't know why we're not getting more occurrences, because there's more games like that. All right, so I'll have to check that out after. Denver. Where's Denver? Oh, probably at the bottom. Yeah, there's something up here. I don't know why we're not getting more. Denver, Phoenix. Okay, Lakers. 10-8. Yeah, there we go. 10-8. 13. Oh, you know why? Yeah, playoffs. That's why. They're not in the playoffs. Duh. Okay, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Yeah, I was wondering why. Okay, how come Brooklyn's not? Yeah, well, here it is, Ron. They're not in the playoffs. All right, there you go. Hey, that's why it's called a smart database, because today I'm not too smart. Let me see. Denver. Where's Denver? Yeah, 10-6. So you know what? Look at that. Denver 10-6 straight up and against the number, 8-8. And look at the Lakers. Yeah, wait. 13-5 straight up, 10-8 against the number. So Lakers, yeah, they're in playoff mode since April 1st. So you know what? I think there's really good value tonight on the Lakers. But how do the Lakers do in altitude? 4-6 in their last 10, 3-5-2. Maybe the over is where you want to go tonight. The one thing in Denver is you never know how teams, like every team that goes into Denver, you know, even though they're a good team, it's the altitude they got to deal with, right? And they got a good home base and it's a good crowd. Lakers, you know, when you're in the playoffs and you're in the Western Conference Finals, you should have a winning record on the road, right? But neither of these teams have a winning record. That just tells you how tough the league is. When you look at Denver, 21-25, straight up and against the number on the road. Same thing with the Lakers, 22-25, 21-25-2 on the road. you can see that this is a very strong. This is a home league, right? People, the teams do very well. Look at the Lakers, 30-18 at home, but look at the road record. So you got two Jekyll and Hyde type teams. And the good news is, though, if you like Denver, the Lakers, Denver is only 5-5 straight up and 4-5-1 against the point spread, home and away against the Lakers. So maybe there's something to that. This season, anytime the Denver's only been a home underdog 4 times this year, and for the Lakers, 14-22 as a road underdog. The average score is 114-120. There's that 6, right? I do like the Lakers. If you can get the hook, buy the hook. It's always feel good when you buy Geico insurance. But I think the over is where you want to lean here tonight. Let me go to the other stats down here. A lot of trends on the look at that over here. Anytime you got a home team coming off a game where they scored exactly 125 points this year for the home team, 19-6 to the over. So that's pretty good if you like the over. But what about the Lakers? Anything road team 9-4. Teams coming off a road teams coming off a 21-point win in the last game, 9-4 to the over. But the bad news is road teams against a team with a 61-70 win percentage, 6-12 to the under. So what goes up must come down type thing, right? But yeah, if I were to play this here tonight, guys, I would lean. I like the score right there. I like 112 to 109. I think the Lakers +6 is pretty good value. I think it's pretty good value right there. All right, now we know what time it is.
We talking about practice, not a game. Not a game. We talking about practice.
80% club.
Practice, man. How silly is that?
Nope, not silly, because we are talking about the 80% club, and you can get the 80% club each and every day right here with your membership at atsstats.com. $4.99 for a 1-week membership. Probably that's a good deal. When you think about it, and you get all the tools in the toolbox, it's less than $1 a day. It's like 50 cents a day almost, and you get access to winning information each and every day. Hopefully, you guys will sign up, support the site, support the channel. And again, if you like the channel, you enjoy what you're watching today in the podcast, hit that like button. Always like a little bit of support. It's more mental than anything, because it gives me an inclination that you guys enjoy the show, and that the one thing with me, and you guys you're probably frustrated. You change so much, because trying to find the caramel secret to a really good podcast, right? And I'm just one of those guys who I'm never happy. Maybe it's a fault of mine, like a perfectionist. It's just that whenever you feel, you feel good when you have a good show, but when you feel you don't see the likes, you don't see the numbers, you say, okay, you know what, maybe this is not meant to be or something. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the show and support the channel, and also always remember to subscribe to our channel. This way, whenever time we come live on a Tuesday or Thursday, you will get the notification that, hey, that guy Ron Raymond's on air right now. All right, Dodgers 10-1 as a home team, coming off a 6-game win streak the last 6 years. That's good for 90.9%. The under 9-1 for the Mets as a home team during night games this year. Hey, maybe something with the lights there at Citi Field. A lot of low-scoring game. The Blue Jays, thank you very much, Scott. Appreciate you. The Blue Jays, 9-1 as a home team, coming off a night game, 90%. The White Sox, 13-2. You know what? I'm even scared to mention the word White Sox in an 80% club stat. Are 13-2, but facts are facts, man. 13-2 as a home team, coming off a loss against National Central Division opponent the last 4 years. And let's leave you on a high note. The over 10-2 for the Houston Astros as a home team, coming off a game where they scored exactly 6 runs for in the last 2 years, and that is good for 83.3%. And that was your 80% club stats, courtesy of ATSstats.com.
We talking about practice, not a game. Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. How silly is that?
Hey, watching that game last night, or not seeing the score this morning, I had to go get this soundbite, and I'm going to leave you guys with this. What was it, 18? What was the final score that, let me go back to the St. Louis game. Was it 18-2 or 18-4 or something like that? Hey, and where is it? We go back to baseball. What was that, St. Louis, was it 18? Where was it? 18-1 against Milwaukee. Hey, I had to bring this soundbite for this. Hey,
now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Yeah, they let them off the hook. And on that note, folks, I will leave you with a fair adieu. for today. It is Tuesday, Ruby Tuesday. It is May 16th. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Great show, Coach. Keep up the awesome work. William Dry, man, 326. And thank you, William Dry. Appreciate you. And hopefully you guys will be back with me on a Thirsty Thursday, and bring your thirsty mugs, because we'll have some more knowledge for you guys to drink up. Hey, little play on words right there, but hopefully you guys have yourself a great rest of your day. I'm going to do some CFL handicapping this afternoon. I'll put up some CFL information for all my Canadian Football League lovers out there. This will be your headquarters for sports betting data information. We've been covering the CFL here since 1998. So when you look at our database, we go way back to 1996, and we got some of the best information for you guys when it comes to the Canadian Football League, and we'll have that for you here, right here at atsstats.com. In the meantime, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back here on a Thirsty Thursday. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Harry Carey.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
To be the man, you've got to beat the man.
Joe owned the Chiefs.
Owns.
I don't know.
Struggling.
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow!
You know, it's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here?
Woo!
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
That's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.
Like the way you walk when you walk over there.